What's going on, guys? Think Wavy back again with some more GBO2, and today we finally get the narrative Gundam, not the C pack, which I am more of a fan of the C pack, but I'm a fan of the narrative Gundam in general, so it is actually one of my favorite suits. You might you might say, oh, you always say it's one of your favorite suits, but actually I've only got 10 favorite suits, and narrative is one of them. Here's a little build that I'm using, and pretty juicy, that build. But here I want to show you that here you can actually cancel your missiles to only shoot one, and as you can see, yeah, you can actually juggle with that one missile. So you're definitely going to be forcing a lot of dodge rolls with this suit if you're good at aiming. Well, that missile has a really small splash radius, so it's probably better just to hit them. As you can see, I shot the ground there, it didn't even stun him. But as you can see, the splash rate is really small, so you gotta know where to shoot, you type of thing, you know. So it's a little bit of a skill thing. Here, I was like kind of theory crafting, like how can I set up the jammer? And I feel like you can bazooka into the jammer. That might actually work. Not too sure. I haven't actually tested it on an actual player, but it might actually work. As you can see, those with the Psychemu part, obviously a 25% extra, well, faster lock-on time. It seems that you can actually combo into them instead of, you know how we would like funnel first and then shoot them. I feel like you can actually shoot them and then go into funnels and then immediately hit them with the missile to restun them. So I feel like this might work. Don't quote me on it, but I feel like it might work. Obviously, do your testing yourselves. I'm going to be obviously doing a lot more testing with it actually in a game, because that footage is obviously after I started testing more to see if I could set it up. But this match is obviously before I started doing the testing. But I did test a few things, but setting up the jammer might be easier than it looks. You might not just have to just throw it out. You might be able to get a stun in first and then actually shoot it. I'm not sure if you can do it without the Psychemu part. That might, it might actually need the Psychemu part to actually be close to be able to do that. Obviously, it's not confirmed that it can do that, so. But, if they don't have a dodge roll or anything, they might actually get caught in it. So, take that how you will. It's not set in stone, but obviously you will hear about it if it is set in stone, I'm pretty sure. But honestly, is this, like, I've seen a lot of people like, is it a 4-star, it's got a Jagan bazooka, like that's not really a crazy weapon. It's solid, it's a bazooka, 80% stun value and all. You combine that with your Vulcans and stuff, you're going to be able to stun a lot, pretty fast. My opinion is it definitely is a 4-star, but it's just like Delta Chi, and it's actually harder than Delta Chi, because Delta Chi actually has something that he can just abuse, right, and go around the map with his flight system. Well, I say flight system, his transformation. Narrative, on the hand, he doesn't really have anything that he can abuse apart from the whole missile thing, where you can just keep restunning them. You probably be able to juggle them, and be it like, think about it. You juggling someone, say they do get their dodge roll off, you just boost at them, they try to shoot you, you don't get stunned because you got maneuver armor. You probably be shooting them with the Vulcans and the funnels, which will net you another stun. And then they have no dodge roll again, and you juggle them. Then you juggle them all over again. So if you get that practice in, I think this suit is actually very, very scary if you use it correctly. It's just one of those suits. You're not going to see massive damage numbers from this suit unless you do put in the work. I don't know, if you're not that good at aiming with bazookas and stuff, and you find it hard to hit those missiles, because those missiles are actually really reliable, but I say they're really reliable. It's a reliable instant stun, but the splash radius isn't reliable, so you kind of gotta be dead on with that. So if you got good aim, you shouldn't really have a problem with landing those missiles. And obviously, if you do, as you saw, you're basically gonna be able to juggle them. I might put up a little clip of me stunning a toe destroyer over and over, but we'll find out if I can actually find that clip. But you can do some juggling with this suit. The incom's really good stun value. It hits you twice. That's 100%. So I'm guessing all 3 shots is 150%. That's my guess. So that's really good against raids. 150% against raids. You just need 10% more to break the damage control. So if they're boosting maneuver armor, they got damage control too, basically. So you'd be able to. Do they have damage control too? I can't remember. I think maneuver armor level 2 gives you just damage control, right? So that'd be 130. Can't remember my shit off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure. So basically, for example, you're gonna be able to stun level 2 as long as you hit all 3 and maybe a missile. I'm pretty sure a missile is like, I think it's 40%, because 2 missiles and a few Vulcans stun the GBO2 if you hit the shield. The GBO2 MLRS. You can test that for yourself. Shoot 2 missiles and a few Vulcans, and it does stun pretty fast. So I think it might be 40, maybe 35% on those missiles. So that's actually pretty good. That's basically the equivalent of hitting them with a bazooka. It's actually got really good stun values. And then we get to the jammer. Obviously the Vulcans are pretty good. They stun in like 22 Vulcans, to be exact. It's either 22 or it might just be 20. But I think it's 22 because when Drevin was I didn't really test the Vulcans because I trust what Drevin said. So he said 22. So it's around there, 20, 22. It takes the stun. And so yeah, if you combine that with your bazooka and your missiles, you're going to be stunning the raids. And if you can snare someone, because this is the first snaring weapon in the game. Apart from like a sticky shot, you know, it slows you down. I guess that you can kind of call that a snare. But this really fucks you, like, because it forces 80% thrusters. So you cannot, you can stand there and say you get hit by a bazooka, and then that the jammer comes in. Well, like you see where my thrusters is now. Just a second ago, it was like around 80%. That it would force that straight away. So if they boost, they'd overheat immediately. So if they've already done boosting, and say they got a little bit of, maybe they got half their thrusters, and they're just you know, like playing around the corner or something, and you lock onto them and hit them with that, it would force their overheat. So if you actually pay attention to people when they're thrusting, you say, oh, that guy thrusted pretty of a long time. If I shoot him now and snare him, he'd probably overheat. So it can actually force you to overheat, which is actually really, really good. Like, especially obviously against what? The raids. If you can snare the raids in this thing, they're gonna have a bad day. Because they're not gonna be able to use one of their best tools, which is actually maneuver armor, right? Being able to use their mobility is gonna be destroyed. So yeah, that's definitely going to be insane. So yeah, this weapon basically I mean, you know how raids are. They do have the hardest job in the game, but this is going to make it harder. So you know, if you got a problem with raids, you know, this is going to be able to kind of shut them down. You know, if you can trap them. And I feel like that's where the skill comes in. If you can actually get a lot of use out of that, it's just gonna be so good for your team. Funny thing, yeah, earlier I was doing the boss fight, and that weapon slows the crap out of the Queen Monster, bro. It's actually really funny. It slows it down so much. And then you can see the Jagan bazooka, that small splash radius is kind of rough. That's why I say this is more skill. It's less it requires you to be on point, man. You can't really fuck up, you know, make your shots. So this, because the small splash radius is like, look, watch right here. I shoot in between them, you see that? And the Mark II didn't get stunned, but the O did. So that shows you how small that splash radius is. I shot right in between their legs, bro. Like any other bazooka would have stunned both of them. That's what I was expecting. I was like, no. Kind of sucks. So the Jagan bazooka is actually trash. I'm not gonna lie. That weapon is bad. So that's what makes it hard, because the missiles are hard to hit unless you hit directly or you hit really close to their feet. And the bazooka is basically the same. So it's a higher skill suit in that regard, because there's no in between, man. It's either you hit them or you don't, type of thing, you know. It's not forgiving at all, like other bazookas. That should have been a counter, man. I hate this game. But yeah, the suit's really, it's tanky. Obviously you got the low ballistic. I can't believe they changed it to 8 from 12 to 8. And also the missiles, they didn't showcase that the missiles only shot twice. when they showcased it, I'm pretty sure it shot multiple. And it didn't look like it was burning the mobile suit either. So I feel like they added the incendiary too. But check this out. One of those missiles is basically 2,000 damage. Why is that? As long as as long as this ticks for every tick, that was over 2,000 damage to that raid. Because it's 150 and it ticks 10 times. So that's 1,500. And obviously the initial shot to that raid is like 700. So like a general and a support is like 400, 500 to generals, 400 to the supports. But you're basically doing around 2,000 damage with one missile. So you're close to like basically 2.5, like 2,500 if you actually like hit them with both the missiles. Let both the missiles hit them. And this downswing is freaking amazing. I tried to hit him again through there, but didn't quite reach. But that downswing is actually amazing, and the multiplier on that, I think that it's quite high. It might be 150%. It might be. Don't quote me. I haven't actually checked. I haven't checked the wiki or anything like that. But it could be, because it does a fat chunk, honestly. You should be able to see right here. I did 4,700 to that toe destroyer. For whatever reason, I don't know how I missed the A1. I was expecting to see what damage it did to the A1. So what was that, 3,400 on the O. He's probably obviously got max melee resistance because he's a frontliner. Makes sense. So you're doing pretty good damage with it, man. And this counter is actually juicy. I couldn't really quite see the numbers there, but that looked like it did over 4K, that counter did. With the initial tackle, and it looked like 3,900. It was a split second, man. My eyes are getting bad, man. I'm getting old. I might need glasses soon. No, I'm joking. But I didn't quite see it because the screen was... My pitch was actually small, so I didn't quite see the numbers. So yeah, 50% HP, and it gets the special counter that's doing around 4K, maybe 5K to raids. Juicy. The jamming is actually really powerful. It's really powerful. Like, in a team setting, that's gonna be OP. Honestly, it will be. Can you imagine, bro? Like people won't be able to get away. Like, as soon as you get stunned and you get, like, look at this guy, right? I mean, he lost his legs, but I just realized, I can't use incendiary rounds in the water, right? So I was like, I can't juggle him with the missile. I was going to demonstrate that. And I didn't expect him to hit me from that far. I thought I would actually get away from that, but the phantom range, man. But honestly, this suit is powerful, guys. It is powerful. It's just a high skill suit. It's like Delta Kai. Everybody's doing shit damage with Delta Kai, and then realize, you know what? Transformation is where it's OP. This suit, the OP-ness is literally being able to hit your shots and being able to use that jamming. Just basically using all your weapons. It's got really good stun values, really high melee damage, and it has the first real CC in the game. So that's freaking powerful, man. But anyway, that's the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. God bless.